Hello guys, my name is Ritz. My in-game name is Riddy, and I am a jungler for Iowa State Gaming and Esports.
I am Trading Flashes, aka Incline. We are Acclivity Esports, and I am the captain and support for the squad.
My name is Timeless. I play ADC for CB Diamond, and we're gonna smash Blue Water League.
Hello, I'm Babs2424. I am the mid laner for Lotus.
My name's Signify. I play support, and I am the captain of VBU Infusion.
I'm Jolingo, and I play jungle for Team We Love Solbert. I think we have some sort of description after that, but that's really our team.
So I'm Nahor. I play support on Gothwick Lake.
Oh, as a set 5, probably for 3 weeks.
Nice.
That's an interesting question because we were playing with one support until like 2 weeks ago. We swapped Kiwi out like 2 weeks ago. So for the full roster, it's been about 2 weeks. But for everyone on the roster except for support, it's been the full 4 months.
This is our second season competing as this particular org.
For a little, actually, yeah, about a year.
Probably had the team for almost 8 months to a year now. It first started out as a Masters team, and then went down to like a Plat Diamond team, and then now we're kind of at a Diamond team.
Solbert and our mid laner, Erlo King, so Solbert's the ADC, have played together for a long time. Not sure, actually. But me, the top laner, the support, me, the top, the ADC, and the mid have played together since end of season 10.
So we have all been playing together for, I would probably say, about 2 to 3 years, and we've probably known each other or played against each other for the past like 6 years.
I have played in 2 years of CLOL, GG Leagues, which is like a collegiate league. I played 1 season of VRS. Can't forget about Get Wrecked. I completely forgot about that. That was an interesting experience, I'll say that.
Actually, back in spring split of last season, I put together a roster to play in the low budget LCS. We went in, we cleaned house, we won the whole thing. We've got that 100% win percentage of any league we've ever competed in, and we're going to carry that on to BOL.
I played in Prophecy Cup, Nightfall, Sugar Free, Phoenix Rising, Legends Esports, and Style Esports.
So me personally, I've played in Invictus Esports, and then I've played in Style Esports on MG Tempest, and then I've played on XLNC, obviously, for this team, and then we will now be participating in BOL and hopefully winning it all.
We played Risen, Pre-Made, Dominate, and there's one split where I didn't play, but the first split I played, we won. The second split, we got second, and then the split I didn't play where they had a different jungler, but the same mid and bot, mid bot and same top. They got second.
We've won quite a bit. Like I think we've won UJL, and we've gotten I think top 4 in UML. We won PRL. We won Meta Shift a few times, Peak Up a lot of times. So yeah, we've won quite a bit.
This will be my 4th year, and I have 1 more semester, so I just want to go out with a bang, and I'll probably like relax for the last semester. Basically, I just want to play with my friends. I don't really have any expectations for me. I'm just gonna go in, play, basically like teach the newer guys on our team because I'm probably the oldest. I am the oldest, yes. Oh, objective bounties. I mean, like, I know that's not really a meta thing, but I just hate the system of objective bounties. I've just always been an early game well, mostly an early game jungler, and then I'm like, wait, now what? Now we just like objective bounties, and now we have to like care for what we do. So one of the managers that works for or is part of Iowa State is actually the owner of VBU, and I'm
Ooh.
pretty sure they've been here a long time. It'll be interesting to see all these new teams and see like what competition holds against us, you know. So I guess it's just debuts of everyone on our team. I mean, like we haven't really played with each other much, so it's going to be a very interesting dynamic.
Yeah, so this is going to be, like I mentioned, we do have a bit of a different roster than the first time around last season that we participated in a different league, and I'm actually playing in a different role. I have played in fives in every role actually. I played top lane in LBLCS last season. This season I'm going to be playing support. We're going to be entertaining. We're going to be very entertaining. The most important thing for me when I'm putting together a roster is I want to have a good time. We want to be competitive, but we're going to be entertaining as hell to watch too. We're going to be balls to the wall. We're going to be all out. We're going to, there are a couple of times we maybe go a little too far. Might int a little bit. We have the best bot lane in the league. We have one of the best split pushing top laners. You cannot ever give him Fiora. Anyone who gives you, like, if you give us Fiora, you might as well just FF. So we're ready to go. The jungler and I actually go pretty far back. We've played on various rosters and played for maybe 4 or 5 years at this point. We've been on a couple of different rosters together in a couple of different roles. The rest of us are kind of new. Link and I, we meshed pretty well. He's our AD carry. And like, because we saw the game the same way. We're both kind of crazy psychos who just want to go all in all the time. I feel like, weirdly enough, the name Trading Flashes exhibits we're going to go crazy, we're going to go ham, but at the same time, like, I'm the one, the two of us, that has to like hold us back a little bit, which is a new dynamic for me. I'm very excited because I think that gives us the opportunity to really put our foot down and kind of plant a flag and make a name for ourselves right off the bat. So we come in, we get a clean 2-0, or even take the series 2-1. I think that'll set the stage for the rest of the season. And if I don't even want to talk about a potential loss because that's just not going to happen. We're going to talk some trash, but we're going to keep it clean. We're on the Rift, we're Lions, but off the Rift, if you want to come grab a beer after, by all means. And I guarantee you right now that Acclivity is not only going to top the charts in unique champions played, I am going to top the charts in unique champions played in the support role. Oh, it's definitely, like, I think it's the combination of the spicy picks, the very fast gameplay, and the fact that we can carry from every position. We're here to win it all. We're here to have some fun. We're here to throw out some spicy picks. I think I made some pretty bold claims. Outside of that, I'm just ready to get started and ready to start backing up the talk.
So yeah, it's basically a completely different roster, and Daddy Joe, who used to be my support, moved back into like more of a coaching role. So yeah, I'm basically like the only one. Well, for week one, I think we got pretty lucky. Doesn't seem to be too scary of a team. I think we've been scrimming like some pretty hard opponents. So I think if we just trust ourselves, trust our mechanics in this week's game, then I think we'll be fine. It's probably not really much of a hot take, but the meta in the bot lane, like that poke meta, it's pretty strong. Our top laner has been like really insane recently. Both of them, both HDK and Supa. I think they're both really good, and I think our bot lane especially is also strong. So I think those two lanes will be almost like undefeated. Shout out to CB, for letting me play again. CB Acel, one of the nicest guys I ever met in the league. So he's always pretty cool.
Honestly, there's a lot of good memories so far. There's a lot of funny stuff that's happened throughout the history of the team. I'm pretty confident that we can climb our way to the top. I'm interested to see what other teams are focused on playing. Because obviously right now the meta's been kind of stale for a while. I'm interested to see if anyone's gonna break that mold and make things more interesting. VBU and Fusion. The team was a part of MG, and I did coaching for MG like a year ago. So I met a few of them, and they were attempting to join Lotus and be one of our new rosters. I'm just gonna say me, honestly. The- I know it sounds so egotistical, but in scrims it is so fun because I run draft for the team, and the comps that we come up with always are really strong and really work together, and are usually pretty good against our opponent's comps. And I'm willing to pick whatever it takes to make a comp viable. No one can pronounce our ADC's name correctly. There you go. Every time I type Alistar's name, there's always the edited notification right next to it. So shout out to Skeeth for giving me the opportunity to play with this team. I'm really enjoyed the experience so far, and I'm hoping that it lasts for a long time.
Yeah, so I like I said, I've been playing support for around like I don't know, I'll probably say a year now. I think our team is really good. I think we have a very, very high chance of winning it all. We've scrimmed a couple of teams that are in the league here and some of the top teams, and we've 2-0'd them. And make sure our name's actually known. For VBU, we're the only diamond team. Everybody else is kind of gold plat, so kind of the poster child for VBU here. So we want to make sure we can come out, do pretty well here, and make a name for ourselves. Really, I don't know. We definitely, I think our team is definitely probably one of the best drafters in this league. And I definitely think we can beat a lot of teams with that. We got a mid laner that plays anything. Top laner plays anything. ADC plays all ADCs. I don't know. We have. I don't think you can ever ban us out. You ban 3 champions, we'll have 200 more. I don't know. I feel like we're the C9 of this league plus LS. I don't know. You just have to watch our drafts and maybe we'll surprise you. And the key to winning for us is just right clicking better. Honestly, that's all we got to do. They might have, we'll have the better draft, and they might be better mechanically, but we'll just right click better. We actually faced them this first week here, and that was our old top laner, and he kind of left us for that team, so I kind of want to pour some salt into the wound. I'm glad to be facing, I think it's BOL Diamond, because another top laner that we tried out is playing for that team. So I want to make sure, these guys know that they made the wrong choice, and then obviously Lotus to take back what we couldn't finish in XLNC, but I think those 3 teams are the only teams that I really care. Nightsaw, our mid laner, is a very good-looking individual. He's a Chad. So, if there's any girls that, wants a man, hit up my mid laner, Nightsaw. He's a good guy. Shout out to Will. He's up good right now. He's no longer horrendously down bad. We're up good.
So the first season I played with them was end of season 10, and then we had most of the same team playing the beginning of season 11, and then I hit Masters at the end of last season, so then I was unable to play in the second half of last year, but now I'm going to play the first half of this year, and we're playing in leagues where I'm allowed to play basically. Favorite memory, probably winning. That was pretty fun. Our first season we played against a pretty good team, and we reverse swept them in the finals in a best of 5. So it was pretty cool. We've always had very good subs, but the sub was not working out that day because our main top laner, he slept through the first 2 games, woke up, and then once he came back, we just swept the rest of the series. I mean, for me personally, like I'm just doing this because I enjoy playing with the people on the team. Hottest take on the current meta. Okay, there are we have very opinionated people on our team. My current take, actually I have 2. So one, I'm a Graves main, and I actually think Gore Drinker Graves is really good. Some players on my one team or another team, I don't remember, some people I was playing with, suggested to me, and it's actually very solid. But my main hot take is that I think Hecarim is a really bad champion. Well, so the thing with our team is that historically we've been a very topside heavy team. So Soulboard tends to get a little bored in the bot lane and just starts picking weird things so that he doesn't fall asleep normally in these games. So picks do get interesting when Soulboard is weak sided for 10 games in a row. Our mid laner is Canadian. That's my fun fact. Nothing really. I would say it is a disappointment for us if we don't win the league. So, happens if we lose, happens, but we're definitely expecting to win.
The overall growth of everyone as a person. A lot of the guys, which one of them is my little brother. have been playing with us since they were like 14 years old, and just the growth and maturity has been pretty interesting. It's been fun because I didn't really expect to make any sort of friends playing League of Legends. I think we like to challenge ourselves. So I would like we've never participated in this league before, so all of us are pretty curious on how competitive it is, and we like to just test our abilities against different in different leagues and whatnot. Yeah, our solo queue ranks are kind of like not as reliable as they are because
Yeah.
a lot of us were like in like that D2 range, but obviously we're getting older and have a lot more responsibilities in life. I think just overall probably pushing the limits of most teams that might be like the veterans of this league. I don't think we know anyone in the league, which makes it exciting, to be honest. Because like I said, we like to test our abilities against different people. Good luck to the teams. I hope you do your homework against us, because if not, you probably will get 2-0'd.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 1 of the Diamond BOL Season 2. Season 7 for Platinum and Diamond Season 2 here on Diamond League. I am Camcom, joined by Go Farino here, and for our very first show match on the mainstream, we have CB Diamond, our returning champions, going against Acclivity Esports, one of our new faces joining us here. I hope you all enjoyed the interview, sort of a pre-show segment coming into this new season here. Lots of new faces, lots of new teams joining us, so I wanted to give a little bit of an intro to all the teams that some people may or may not have heard of before. But now we've got a little bit of an intro to everyone. So going into game 1 of the best of 3, Acclivity on blue side and CB Diamond on red.
And we already have quadruple marksman ban here. Of course, I mean, technically we don't see the Graves in the bot lane or the Akshan, but okay, we have the pentuple marksman ban, but it does mean that Jinx gets through here, Camcom, and Jinx has been so high in everybody's priority list. Zeri has been as well, due to the fact that she can be that 3-way flex, but did get hit with some rather harsh nerfs this patch, so I have seen her prio go down at least a decent bit. I haven't seen enough for this patch yet, but she's still going to be pretty damn workable. If that does get locked in, though, there have been times I have talked about a champion and hyped them up for them to be swapped out last second.
Oh no! It happened again, man! Oh, Zeri made it through! Wait a second, Zeri made it through. That's impressive. We're not gonna have a Zeri at all in this game unless Caitlyn or Jinx goes in a lane that isn't AD carry, I guess. Caitlyn does usually mean a Lux support. It used to mean a Morgana support, but now Lux is kind of taken over in that role for support that Morgana used to take because of her very high range, and her Q is just easier to hit and can hit multiple people.
Oh, hey, there's the classic Morgana, though.
Yeah.
The Morgana does provide more safety than the Lux, thanks to the Black Shield. That and also the Morgana binding does last that much longer. So you can lock someone down for much longer, but like you said, Camcom, you don't exactly have the same insane range as the Lux binding, and that can be noticeable, especially post-6, where if you happen to, like, kind of almost finish someone off, but they get away with, like, 100 or 200 health, then you can just press both your ulti buttons and kill them. But there's the Lux going to be locked in here for Acclivity. I initially read their name as Acclivity Esports and was like, okay, that's a name. But there's the Hecarim as well, who has been creeping up here. You were talking about someone who had about a 4 or 6 minute ramble about that champion during the interviews here.
Yeah, one of the teams, I think it definitely wasn't Acclivity or CB Diamond, but one of the teams, their jungler was very set on Hecarim being the worst jungler in the game, or at least that very low type of champion in the game. And again, I don't think it was Acclivity, but Hecarim being locked in here, I still personally do like Hecarim as a pick. So, Hecarim paired up with that Lux. I'm assuming that Lux is more of a takeaway because Morgana, you can throw her mid and sometimes jungle, not so much anymore, but still sometimes mid. So kind of Lux taking away from, once again, that support duo with the Caitlyn and Trundle. I'm not a huge fan of the Trundle. Most likely jungle, I'm not a huge fan of it.
To out-duel the Hecarim early, especially pre-6, your pillar is just such a great, like, you don't get to play the game tool against the Hecarim, because the Hecarim has to just kind of do the fast gallop at you, but then you put up the pillar, and every second that Hecarim has to spend running and not hitting you and running and autos, that's a bit of a bad one for the big old pony. And yes, that is going to be the call it here to give some extra execution power here to CB Gaming. Will be interesting because you already have this long range bot lane, and the Trundle kind of fits in with that if you want to play like the more pillar spam Trundle. But if you're going for the more Unga Bunga team fight Trundle here, that does work much better with the Akali.
I think CB Diamond's comp more reminds me of a 1-3-1 type, because Akali and Trundle, they can team fight, and Caitlyn also can team fight, but they're much better at split pushing, much better at picks, and definitely much better at taking objectives. But now matched by a Fiora for Acclivity. I do believe that it was Acclivity that said, if you give us Fiora, you're trolling. So I could be wrong on that, but that is what I remember. So giving them Fiora now, I would like to... I'm going to be very excited to see how this Fiora does play out. Big words were spoken about their top laners Fiora here. Corki locked in as well, another one of those champions. I don't know how it makes it through draft. Victor also, like these mid laners, they have been such high prio picks in the meta for the past 2 months, something along those lines. Both of them making it through draft. I don't like the Zed as much as the Victor, but Corki Victor is a very storied matchup recently.
Yeah, it's going to be much more exciting than the Victor Corki, I guess. I know everybody when they watch pro play and it happens to be Corky's ear meta, they just collectively groan. I don't mind it too much. Corky does some cool things. But it's going to be the Zed here instead, so you have these double assassins to really pop the backline, which can work well against double marksman, and there isn't really any appeal here for Acclivity Esports' backline. So, if there happens to be a Zed and a Kali that get on top of the Corky and Jinx, they're probably going to be dying in these team fights, Camcom, unless they go for that 1-3-1 like you did say, but you would be 1-3-1ing against a
Now
Fiora,
Fiora.
who's kind of known for splitting.
Yeah, the Fiora pick, like, even if it wasn't into 1-3 comp like CB Diamond has here, it would still be very strong just because of how, or just very exciting just because of how highly they talked about this Fiora in their interview. But now you're picking it as a counter pick on top on that B4 slot, and Corky, he can split push, also kind of one of those champions that you can send him into a side lane, but with that package, he is much more oppressive around team fights. So Acclivity definitely playing much more for those team fights, and CB Diamond, not so much. They can team fight, but 1-3-1 for them is much more scary.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a split push heavy game this time around. Like you said, the Corky can kind of split push, but is kind of similar to like a Twisted Fate in the sense like you're kind of split pushing because you have that semi-global sort of mobility to like match any team fights later on. That's not typically how we see the Corky. Typically, the Corky picks a package when there's a dragon or a baron. Then you just go, all right, where are we dropping, boys? And you drop at Tilted Towers, which I hear is apparently back in Fortnite. I don't know. I don't keep up with that game.
It could also be Baron Pit. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what sort of Fortnite joke to make there. I haven't played it since like the launch year. That was for like a few months. But that aside, I mean, it's gonna be an exciting game, even if I feel like it might be a little bit slow if both these teams go for the split push route here. But I do also feel like it's gonna be a very skirmish heavy game here, Camcom.
Yeah. I think, I don't want to call it Fiesta. I think the game one of a series, again, CB Diamond returning champions, these comps remind me of a Fiesta, but the players and teams don't. So it's that clash of kind of storylines between these two, right? It's which is it going to be? Is it going to be we're basing it all on these team comps here? Are they just going to full 5v5 Fiesta? There's going to be 20 kills at 15 minutes, or very slow Fiora maybe gets one solo kill up in the top lane, maybe Jinx gets one kill in laning phase in the bottom lane, and then at 20 minutes we have like 3 kills on the map, and it's like, well, it's a slow game, but slow games I think are going to be benefiting Acclivity more because team fighting happens always in the late game. I don't think that there is a way that CB Diamond are able to avoid team fights completely later in the game.
Yeah, unless you pull off like some really masterful macro plan where you like get the Fiora to just kind of end the game while you're toying with the enemies. It's really hard, basically, and probably not something we're going to be seeing here. I mean, we don't even see it in like LCS and stuff because
it's hard to execute.
Yeah, it's a little hard to execute, especially compared to just going for a 5 versus 5 ARAM mid sort of style. A little bit more easier to execute, accomplish. Synonyms.
Cinnamon?
Yeah.
That's what I used to call it.
Cinnamon.
It's always cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Yeah.
Going into game one of the season here. I keep wanting to say series. No, it is not only game one of the series, but of the season. Go for Reno. What is your prediction? Acclivity or CB Diamond taking game one?
I feel like Acclivity has the better overall team comp for the reasons you mentioned. But CB Diamond, I will at least give them the fact that they can snowball like hell with their team if they're able to get some early momentum going, get some early objective stacking going. So it's not decisively in Acclivity's court here, but if CB Diamond's to win, they're going to have to be kind of pretty proactive here, I feel. That's kind of why I'm giving the edge to Acclivity.
Okay. Going based on team comps, I'm a believer in past winners of the season here. Maybe they don't have a whole lot of returning players from the previous winning roster, but orgs say a lot. CB Diamond, I'm going to be going with them for game one. The double assassins, very excited to see. I'm assuming it's a Zed jungle, actually. It's actually a Zed mid lane, I just noticed. The Kali locked for top Trundle jungle and the Zed mid. We are heading into spectator delay now, so we will be going to a short break before we head on to Summoner's Rift. So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome on to Summoner's Rift for Game 1, Series 1, everything 1 for the Diamond League on BOL here. Once again, I'm Camcom, joined by the lovely Go Farino.
Thanks. I guess I am joining you, yes. I don't know. I'm just, like, it feels like every single play-by-play is always like, I am joined by the lovely X. I'm like,
You are.
damn.
Everyone is lovely.
Yeah. That's true. Except for, there's definitely a few butts that aren't lovely, but we won't give them the free clout they want. Either way, though, very calm level 1, as is kind of expected. I mean, there is possibilities with these supports with their respective snares. Is there enough follow-up? Kind of, with the Ignites at least here for CB Diamond, but both these teams just kind of taking it easy. It would be a little Papega for the first game of the second season of the first series.
Yes.
Lots of ones. If you just kind of went for something big level 1. Fell flat, so maybe a bit of stage fright. Maybe a little bit of just recognizing, hey, we can just chill out here.
For those of you who did catch the interview, the players that were interviewed here were trading flashes, so the support for Acclivity and Timeless. So the 80 carry for CB Diamond, just so that you could kind of place the voices if you were here earlier on in the stream. ADC versus support in terms of the interviews. Mist Vital is definitely the Fiora one trick that Trading Flashes was typing up in his interview. That is a very Fiora name. He's taken that Ignite up there in the top lane as well. Of course, HDK also has Ignite, but he gets to take Teleport as well. You don't actually have to take Flash on the Akali in the top lane. HDK hitting that level 2 up on Mist Vital, taking him to half HP, both of them dropping their Ignite onto each other. Mist Vital popping that Flash, but not tapping the Vital, missing the Vital with the E-board though. Level 2 pop burst blood for Mist Vital.
And that's such a big thing with the Kali early on. That 5-point strike, I mean, it costs well over half your bar of energy. And since there was no Shroud available for HDK, there was no way to instantly get back at least a good portion of that Q cost. It means you're not able to do that.
Wow,
Hold that
here in the
thought,
mid
because
lane.
that's gonna...
Alright. He's just got a Flash, never mind.
Yeah, it is kind of big though. One of the big things about Corki in lane is that if you force him to use that Valkyrie W, that is a 100 mana ability that will absolutely take away his trading power, because he's not going to be able to go for as much phosphorus bombs after that. So that's big. Taking out the Flash is big. It means next time you do a repeat gank, be just Valkyries on out. Well, he's not really going to be able to do all that much later, so I'll be keeping my eyes on the mid lane at least to see if that difference in mana is going to matter here.
CB Diamond setting up for that top scuttle on the top side of the map. It looks like it is just going to be a scuttle trade between these two junglers. They are both heading towards that bot side scuttle though, and Little Chovy actually does have mid lane prio. So Cade, he's just simply not allowed to walk in either river. Without prio, he is completely spotted out on a ward if he even wanted to go for a bot lane gank. Double scuttled as well as no ganks, so you are kind of down a Flash from your mid laner and no scuttles. It is a rough early game here for Cade.
Yeah, even though the scuttles themselves aren't technically worth a ton in terms of gold and XP, just having all that extra like control in the river when it comes to that vision, when it comes to the boost, speed boost if you happen to be roaming, that's going to be a little bit of a big deal here in this early game. If we do see some action, at least, I don't think we're going to be seeing too much action here, at least until a binding happens to land in the bot lane, or one of these junglers finishes their clears, has some CC available, and looks towards ganking one of these lanes.
Yeah, I think the most exciting thing for the first 10 minutes of this game is probably going to be Mist Vital's solo kill. It looked so good for HTK. He had the level 2 lead for a solid, I don't know, 15, maybe even 20 seconds. And then the second Mist Vital popped that level 2, the instant E4 solo kill. It's like, yeah, this man, he understands Fiora in her entirety. And now you see he's walking in a little bit dangerous off of deep ward there on Krau's red buff, but it's going to be very helpful. We'll spot him out, padding towards the top side there in maybe about 10 or 15 seconds.
something worth keeping an eye on. And with that solo kill in the top lane, it does mean that we see about a wave and a half worth of lead here in the CS department for Mr. Vital. And that's going to be kind of big here because the Fiora thrives off of her 1v1 power, and every single gold advantage, every single item advantage you have over your opponent is just going to make that so much easier for you. It's going to make you unlock that split push monster status that much earlier here, Camcom. And I don't think without any help here in this top lane that HTK is really going to have a lot of threat here for the next bit. Unless the level 6 happens to come in first with the Ignite, then maybe.
Mist Vital does have that level 6 lead right now, but he does also know that Krall is topside thanks to that deep board that he placed a couple minutes ago. So as much as you have a level lead and you also have a jungler right behind you, you don't need to push your lead at this very second. You already have a little lead. Don't need to push it and start giving over leads to CB Diamond. Of course, that first dragon is Hex Tech. So it is a very powerful first dragon. I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen kind of any plays towards it quite yet. Of course, I say that and all of a sudden Krall paths straight to it. That he's working on it. He might go for a gank bot lane first. Both junglers kind of hovering this lane now.
It would be spotted out if they do go for this bot lane gank. There is that ward in the try, but we do have the super flank come on in.
Oh, the spell shield. Alright, they're all fine. They look at each other, they see each other in the bush, they say, how you doing? We're gonna go take the dragon.
Hey, I mean, go take that. You don't really get any summoners out of it, but you're gonna get control over this river, you're gonna get control over the bot lane. You had a cryo in the mid lane, so now you can just go back, pick up that farm, get yourself a little dragon here to boost your scaling, just a pinch, you know. Not a game-ending sort of deal, but, you know, one of those deals where you're like, yeah, I generally appreciate this, and if I were CB Diamond, I definitely would be appreciating that too.
It is very important for CB Diamond to be stacking up these dragons this early on. Of course, with the nerfs to Corki, I believe it was last Wednesday where his first package was pushed back by a minute to 10 minutes. So for CB Diamond to be able to take that first dragon before the package is even available for the Corki at all is very helpful for them, especially since they don't want to be team fighting later on. It is very dangerous for them. Trading Flash is taking every single shot straight to the face. Timeless able to pick up that kill for himself. Link trying to flash away from Little Chovy, but you cannot flash away from Zed. Little Chovy picking up his first kill of the game. Cade very late to the fight down here. He's hit by that Morgana Q. He can't run away at all. He's running in with the Hecker Melt, but unfortunately does not have enough damage to turn it back around. Double kill now on the board for Little Chovy, but we've got a 1v1 up here in the top lane. Once again, Ignite dropped. Lots of dashes coming out from both of these very dashy champions, and in the end, it's all just a matter of show. Can we kill each other? No, we can't. Let's go back to farming.
And it's going to force the back here from HDK. I believe HDK's teleport, though, will be available here in just a second. Yeah. But still, that was a pretty huge pickup in the bot lane there, especially getting 2 kills onto Little Chovy's Zed here, because as the CB Diamond squad here, when you have these double assassins, when you have this Caitlyn in the bot lane, you definitely want to get somebody snowballing early game, and it's going to help you that much more immensely when it comes to popping the back line. The Grand Duel is popped here, Grand Duet.
In that W though, so not really able to actually auto-attack HDK at all in the Shroud. Cade is hovering topside here. Little Chovy potentially roaming bot side, but he is definitely on a ward, so Link and Trading Flash is playing very safe.
I mean, definitely fair. Just making sure you don't die. You already still have this massive 25 CS lead in the top lane. You still have that solo kill to your name as well. It looks like it's going to be the Divine Sunder here, interestingly enough. That's going to give you a lot of that super just base sustain. Kind of figured it might be the Triforce here in this matchup, just given that there's not as many like full health stacking tanks on the enemy team. That and Triforce is a pretty good item now, but hey, Divine Sunder also pretty damn good. Let's see what the shmove is though, because it's going to be a response back here from HDK. And they should not, yeah, they definitely do not have enough gold to finish off their mythic here. That is going to be big, because you're not going to have that huge major power spike as this Akali, and you want to get this Akali kind of ahead still, if you happen to be CB Diamond here, Camcom, just so you have that extra threat on the back line.
Yeah, you already have one assassin. With that said, being fed a little bit for CB Diamond. 2-0 is very powerful, just minutes in the game, but I do agree. If you can have, what's better than one fed assassin? If you can have two fed assassins. So transitioning that gold maybe onto HDK or even Timeless, just that you have some long-range objective taking power later on into the game, especially when you're not trying to team fight as this team. Remember, Miss Vital playing very far forward. I am a little bit scared of him for him of getting ganked here. Kral is walking topside, but Miss Vital, he knows he's going to play safely with that Rift Herald as well. I do expect some pressure being forced by both teams up here in the top, and Miss Vital stashing straight into that pillar without any mana. He is going to have a little bit of a hard time running away. He pops that ult onto Kral just to make sure that he doesn't dive, and Miss Vital is going to have Zed popping straight onto his head with that ult and ignite and flash. Little Chovy picking up his 3rd kill of the game.
Maybe a little bit overkill there, if you do want to say that, but taking down that Fiora who was starting to kind of pull a little ahead in that top lane, definitely very, very appreciated. Definitely is also kind of Turbo feels bad because HTK doesn't get any heal participation for that, so the Fiora is still going to be massively ahead in the 1v1. We do have this gank being set up in the bot side. Great binding. Look at the black shield.
Trading flashes.
Oh
no! Takes a couple
they're just tanking.
Two tower shots there for trading flashes. Condurex there on Morgana is the one able to pick up that kill. So luckily for Acclivity, it's not going on to Timeless or Little Chovy, both of which CB Diamond does need to be getting more gold on. 3-0 already. Duskblade completed for the Zed though.
Yep. That's a little spooky because that's going to be a lot of damage. I believe since when you ulti, you technically become unseen, you get the guaranteed proc. I am not 100% certain on that though, so don't quote me on that. I'll probably get quoted on that, hey, that's a good little steal. There's no smite available, and
oh no. Yeah. Link dropped the Super Mega Death Rocket there a little bit early. You could almost argue that it was just for vision, and then immediately after trading flashes, popping that final spark, is able to steal the dragon. Now 1-1 for Dragons. Acclivity tying that score up. LGK, potential gank up here on the top side, has that package. They are just straight up diving HTK under this tower, but without any easy to hit CC, it is very hard to knock down at Akali. The exhaust is popped, but with the flash forward from LGK, are they able to secure the last auto? Not gonna have enough damage. Meanwhile, mid lane, poor Corki here lost his entire tower, and HTK didn't even die.
Man, that so feels bad because you committed 3 people as well as the first package of the game in that top side.
Oh, flash forward here from Condurex. Huge Q from the Morgana landing onto trading flashes. Trying to pop that ultimate, but unfortunately going gold there. Will not take any damage. Missing Link landed himself in a 1v2. The exhaust onto Timeless is not enough. Condurex picked up one for himself, and Timeless now 2-0 on the board as well.
And even if their bot lane here for Acclivity did manage to get out of that one, we could see in the back that there was a mid laner and a jungler roaming down from that mid lane after they took that turret, so you'd be running from one impending doom into another one.
By the way, in case you were wondering, that Rift Herald got its first charge on the outer turret, second charge on the inner turret, third charge on the inhibitor turret. So that inhibitor for mid lane
2 turrets with that. What?
Has 2.5 turrets really with that very first Rift Herald. Very, very powerful use there. And Little Chovy and Kral were the only 2 members committed by CB Diamond. They got a whole lot of gold funnel into their pockets off of that one.
That's definitely a pretty cash money sort of trade. Let's see, because Let's has to be careful here, but it is also kind of an unfed Akali who doesn't have that mythic completed. Really relying on the triangle damage thing. I forget. Hextech alternator for damage here, which you could probably make it work here since you have ignite and electrocute, but yeah, just gonna be opting to farm here. You're behind, you can get some money. And you know who isn't behind? It happens to be Little Chovy. I'm surprised we don't see Little Chovy just like plopped in the bot lane here. should be able to just put the Caitlyn and Morgana here mid lane. They'll be able to handle the clearing game, and then the Zed should be able to 1v1 anyone in the side lane, especially with Ignite, shutting down Mist Vital's healing there.
Yeah, it is kind of funny to see the pressure that both teams have across the map. You see 4 wards in the topside jungle, or topside river even for Acclivity, and 4 wards in the bot side jungle there for CB Diamonds. That's kind of just declaring where both of these teams do have their prio over. Miss Vital is face checking Little Chovy here. Does have that ultimate poppin' for some healing, but Little Chovy, he can just W away. He doesn't have to burn anything for that. Miss Vital has to use his ultimate.
And that's a pretty huge deal here as well. The Grand Duet is a decently lengthy cooldown early on, and the Zed still has the Death Mark, still has the Ignite, still has the Flash, and can look to just ult in you whenever he wants. Of course, maybe not right now since we do have a Kade. He's Hecarim in the zone, but maybe now. They're looking.
Cade. He's hovering. Does he know he's on a ward, though? Actually, is he on a ward? No, he's not on a ward. I thought he was on a ward. I was going to say, I thought he was on a ward. Next dragon, though, Ocean number 2 for either of these teams here. Does spawn in 50 seconds. Currently, mid and bot prow is in favor of CB Diamond. Little Chovy kind of just going forward there, trying to scare Mist Vital. He knows that he can scare Mist Vital into using that ultimate now, so he is going to be trying to go forward and scare that ultimate out of him whenever he can.
Yeah, the ultimate, though, the Grand Challenge is still down for a little bit longer here, which means Little Chovy does have that very powerful window, especially in that brief window after they went in there and forced out the riposte. Then you can like super go all in, but just due to the wave state, maybe not wanting to go in. Hold that thought though, because this might just be a bit of a bloodbath in the bot lane here.
3v3 in the bot lane.
I wouldn't call that a 3v3. It wasn't intended. 3v3, I guess.
Yeah,
everyone's just like, howdy ho, stranger. And then they dipped.
They threw some abilities at each other. They put their abilities on CD. It wasn't any actual important abilities, but Dragon started up here by CB Diamond.
Wait, what?
I wasn't going to say taken by CB Diamond until it actually was. Shut down from Little Chovy, though, with the help of that last spark, though. Trading flashes, picking up 350 gold for himself. Maybe you don't want that on the support, but you'll take that on anyone rather than no one.
Yeah, that's a lot of change now for the support's pocket. Of course, trading flashes was already in a bit of a rough spot, being 0-3 as that Lux support. Not really going to be that huge threat here. Is the last champion in the game to have not finished their mythic just yet.
Ooh, nice steal landed there onto Missing Lane. Popping that exhaust, trying to live, but Growl is just running him down on the trundle, healing so much off these autos, and now backing up here with the rest of CB Diamond. Timeless able to pick up his 3rd kill of the game. Trading flashes and LGK, the only 2 members left standing up here on the top side, trying to fight for the 2nd Rift Herald for Acclivity, and unfortunately Final Spark goes wide a little bit there. Would have picked up, I would believe, the kill on Timeless. Trading Flash is walking very far into that river. Force Splash away from the pillar, but Little Chovy behind him just deletes the Lux. I don't know where that Lux went. LGK forced the Flash over the wall using that exhaust, trying to live through Little Chovy's combo, and it looks like he will actually be able to. I thought for sure he was dead, but 2nd Rift Herald also going to be picked up now by CB Diamond.
We'll see what they're able to get. Same sort of value out of the 2nd Herald that they got out of the 1st one. Of course, there is no 1st turret available this time around, but there's still that very weak inhibitor turret available if you're able to get a crashing mid. Top lane still has its outer turret and inner turret available if you want to drop it there. And there is always just the classic catch-22 of, well, we can just plop it down when Dragon comes up in about a few minutes time here. Let it be that split push pressure. Let it just be that hidden 6th member to force someone to deal with it on the other side of the map while we try and take a 5v4 around Dragon and take the Dragon as well. Definitely in CB Diamond's court here, it feels this game, even though the game is fairly close. If we look at the naked goal lead, it just feels like when it comes to the map-wide movements, so to speak, that CB Diamond's just that one step ahead of Acclivity.
Yeah, Acclivity are currently down 8 kills. They only have 2 kills between their 5 members, one of them being that early solo kill that Mist Vital got onto HTK, and of course the other one, Trading Flashes, he just got a snipe on a potential dragon steal onto Little Chovy. He wasn't even trying to aim for a kill, it was purely for a dragon, and he got a kill in return instead of the dragon. So only 2 kills right now on this very heavy scaling team is exactly what CB Diamond wanted, actually. Even if you don't have gold on the right members for your team, if you're just denying that gold from the right members on the enemy team, it is almost as good, if not even better. 1v1 potentially here in the bot lane. Mist Vital does auto HD counter that tower though, so we'll be taking a couple tower shots, popping that ultimate flashboard as well. 3rd kill now for Acclivity Esports, 2 and 1 for Mist Vital.
Oh lord. Okay, that was me having a little bit of a burp. And yeah, another 1v1 from the 1v1 champion who's finished 2 items now. Also has that hull breaker, which is kind of just insane right now.
Yeah.
Just due to, I mean, it's been insane the whole entire past year, but people have been catching more onto it now. Because it originally wasn't really used in competitive, as people were like, yeah, but you tend to group up all the time. But then when Roaming Jana came out and people just started building it, they're like, hey, this item is kind of stupid efficient, even without the solo boost here. Because it's like, what, 92% efficient, even if you happen to be next to allies, so...
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool, you know. Not something that's very obnoxious to deal with by any means, you know. Crazy.
And for this point, Acclivity, they have a team fighting comp, but now their entire win condition is built around Mist Vital and split pushing. So, Hullbreaker on your split push 1v1 threat, win condition entirely being Mist Vital now is very good for Acclivity. So even if Hullbreaker was the worst item in the game, this is absolutely the best possible scenario for it to be built. 30 seconds on the next dragon though, and you see Mist Vital, he is not here for the dragon. He doesn't even have the teleport. He is hovering in that top lane with that Hullbreaker. Dragon most likely, again, most likely, we've already seen 1 steal so far this game going to CB Diamond with the full bot side control and 4 members, even no Akali down here. LGK caught by a pillar, but with that W, he's going to be perfectly fine.
Yep. It is a lengthy cooldown, but it's going to give more prio over this pit. You're going to be feeling pretty good because all your members here sitting on about 1.5 to 2 items going into this. And
steal potential? Dragon will be pulled
Smite is available.
out of the pick
And
route.
Smite will outdamage a 1 in 4 Lux ulti.
Very unfortunate there, Acclivity. That was the good or perfect Lux combo there from Trading Flashes to attempt to steal it away. Unfortunately, was popped a second too early. So now 3-1 on Dragons in favor of CB Diamond.
That's going to put them on a juicy salt point, and they're also going to really appreciate it here if they're able to get this next dragon, because then you have the Ocean Soul as well as triple Ocean Buff, which is going to make HTK's life so much easier. Here's the fight in the
Mist
top lane.
Vital 1v2, and he is not even close to finding 1 in return. Maybe a couple of autos there, and a little Chovy would have found a kill. I think there was a pause there for a second, but luckily with Spectator delay, we don't actually have to see the pause. So pause for a second, immediately unpaused. Little Chovy, he still found the kill, and not any return kill from Mist Vital.
Poggers. Yep. And okay, that's a little Chovy taking half their health from the Baron here. But when the most powerful enemy is taken off the map here, and it's this 5 versus 4, you can just kind of start this. I don't know if Let's has the package here. They do not. So that's a pretty big deal. Here's the teleport flank
TP in from HTK. Missing Link and LGK are completely on their own in this mid lane, but HTK with that exhaust just can't do damage to Link whatsoever. LGK is going to pop that W to try and run away. Trading Flashes in a 1v1 with the Zed, though. Takes 3/4 of his HP bar, but is still able to live. Little Chovy has half of his HP once again. Lost that other half to the Baron poke, and that is the best case scenario for Acclivity. Honestly, you got them off the Baron, and you didn't give over a single kill. I think this Baron is very risky to start, though.
It is very risky. You do have double Marksman and a Fiora. If the Fiora happens to be in the pit, but kind of playing the zoning game right now. You are on the back
Crow.
foot, so
Crow has Flash,
Okay.
has Smite if he does want to play for the steal. Is not able to find a Flash is over, but Flash is straight into his death. Immediate double kill for trading. Flashes and still all 5 members of Acclivity are able to stand. They stole the Baron straight under CB Diamond's nose plus double kill.
And that's kind of a big deal here, Camcom, because that completely evens up the gold here. It's going to give you more time for your carriers to scale up here. And it's just that huge influx of gold directly into your pockets. And then also, you have a Fiora already split pushing like a monster, but with the Hullbreaker buffs on the minions combined with Baron buff, it makes them so stupid to take down, especially against AP champions like the Akali. Like, Hullbreaker kind of is part of the reason why we're just not seeing a lot of AP champions in the top lane right now, because they have a hard time dealing with Hullbreaker minions. They have a near impossible time dealing with Hullbreaker Baron minions.
Yeah, and Mist Vital does absolutely know how to play to his strengths, whether with that Hullbreaker or just with the sheer power of the split pushing Fiora hyper carry that he has been playing so well for the past 15 to 20 minutes. As you can see now, the gold lead has completely swung in favor of Acclivity Esports. They were down 3K about 10 minutes ago. Now they're up around 300. Of course, that's not really a gold lead. It is mostly even, but the fact that they have any lead whatsoever with them being down 2 dragons and 6 kills is quite impressive. And Ocean Soul for CB Diamond is spawning in 90 seconds here, so most likely a fight starting very soon in this bot side river.
Let's see. Because, like you said, yeah, there's probably going to be a fight here very soon, with the Baron buff still being available to Acclivity while setting up for this. Yes, CB Diamond can give away this dragon. It's not going to be soul point for the enemy team, but you definitely do desperately want this dragon buff here, because getting that Ocean Soul gives you just so much raw stats, and all that extra healing forces the enemy team to have to itemize Grievous wounds against you. Let's see. Okay, I was feeling like something was gonna kind of happen there, but
was too.
double Baron, double hold up cannon minions, gonna do a fat doozy on that turret.
Mist Vital
Flash
forced the
forced
flash
out.
away. As you can see, Mist Vital does have a 4-level lead over Crawl right now. I don't understand how that has occurred, but you know what? In no world can Crawl ever hope to 1v1 this Fiora in a side lane. Is currently full bot side control. You see the amount of wards in the jungle for right now is entirely in Acclivity's favor. They have the 4-1 going on right now with the Baron. Will be expiring here very shortly after the dragon spawns. And CB Diamond, they don't need to fight this. They'll lose their inhibitor turret. They will lose this ocean dragon as well. And CB Diamond, they know that they're down for right now, but they are absolutely not out of it.
I mean, yeah, like you said, they're not out of it, but it's also just going to be such a massive headache, because now this is a 3-item Fiora on the side lane, who's literally just AFKing in side lanes at this point, barely joining the team. Like, we saw them join the team here at Mist Vital for that Baron, since you know, that's pretty important, but with that Baron buff, it's just, yeah, I'm gonna send in the side lane. I'm gonna send this side lane. Oh, look at that! I just took 2 turrets because I happen to be a very fed Fiora, and HTK is just like, yeah, I can do literally nothing about this, because the gold differential in the top lane is massive right now, easily at like 3.5 to 4K.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, okay, I guess correctly. Let's go, dude. 3.5K difference in the top lane. That's usually the single item. Like, that's literally any item in the game that you can have as a difference between you and your opponent. And that's pretty big.
Yeah, absolutely. HTK is only 1 level down, but being 1 level as well as 1 full item down makes it very, very hard to 1v1 this Fiora at any stage of the game. You do need probably 2 or even 3 members, and you have to land CC onto Mist Vital without having it parried. That is a whole lot of ifs to try and kill 1 member of Acclivity Esports for right now. Baron spawns in 90 seconds was kind of snuck away here by Acclivity. I don't think CB Diamond will allow that to happen, but again, you have to be watching for this Fiora. She doesn't have TP, but with that Ignite, she can kill someone and then just go and take your base with an open inhibitor on the bot side as well. She's going to be looking to take that while they fight over the Baron.
And the Fiora here for Mist Vital doesn't even need to get the kill per se, because we kind of saw with that last Baron buff where they just let the Hullbreaker minions with the Baron buff do the work for them. And it's gotten to the point now, because the lunge Q is on such a low CD that even if you catch the Fiora without a flash, even if you happen to catch the Fiora with that big pillar, the Fiora's gonna be able to lunge over it and then just get away, as we've seen multiple times here in the past several minutes. And it's getting, like, deceptively hard to lock down this Fiora just due to the very limited nature of CCO and CB Diamond's composition here, because outside of the pillar, outside of a lucky trap, it's really up to a Morgana binding here, but with some fast fingers, you can just riposte the binding, which is a bit of a yikers.
Yeah, absolutely is. You see now, full topside river control is in favor of CB Diamond. Mist Vital, nowhere to be seen. He is having a good time split pushing down there in the bottom lane, and it looks like Baron number 2 is just going into Acclivity or CB Diamond's pockets. Even Acclivity Esports not looking to contest this. LGK does not have the package available. I don't. No, he does have package available.
No package.
Oh no, he does. You know, it's one way or the other. HTB going in there, going into that shroud, finds one kill, but immediately will fall right after. Link flashing forward with the Gale Force, as well as not going to be able to find a kill right before he falls shut down. Will be falling to Timeless. Meanwhile, here in the bottom lane, Mist Vital, he's taken your inhibitor. You are on a timer for CB Diamond. Who can find the resets first? Cade using that ultimate is able to stop little Chovy's or TP even, trying to get back into base. Mist Vital took 1 Nexus turret. 3 recalls were not stopped. Mist Vital will eventually fall, and little Chovy somehow killed Cade. I don't know how that happened, but that's very unfortunate for the jungler.
It is a very fed Zed still, and when you look at this Hecarim's build here for Kade, like, I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. The Chemtech the Chem Tank into the Muramana is I feel an interesting choice to put in very caster friendly terms here, because it just seems like really weird synergy, and you aren't really gonna have a lot of health right now to back up this dive from the Hecarim. We kind of saw there, getting blown up very easily, and this should be a taken Baron. The final spark is available, though.
Oh no, trading flashes. He goes gold, is not able to steal away the Baron this time, very unfortunately. He goes gold, but in front of a Caitlyn is going to be an instant death. Timeless somehow finds a double kill and is still able to live. Link, he is not able to get on top of anyone, and he will fall as well. 3 deaths once again for Acclivity, and now 40 seconds at 30 minutes into this game is a very long death timer, and Ocean Soul spawns in 5 seconds means Acclivity can't contest this soul whatsoever. You have a Hecarim and a Fiora. These champions are not contesting.
Yeah, you can go for the Hail Mary steal, or Mist Vital and Kade can just start this off. There's the grand challenge. There's the pillar.
No. Mist Vital, he was playing the zoning game, but he forgot he can't zone out 4 members of the enemy team on his own. Cade Force has ultimate defensively. He will be perfectly fine, but he is the only member of Acclivity that is perfectly fine. All 4 members of the team fell for Baron and a soul that they were not able to take.
Yep. That's gonna be a big swing in this game, I feel. As now, you're gonna have all this healing, and there's no anti-heal itemized on the enemy team quite yet. No Executioner's Callings, no Bramble Vests in the inventories here, which is gonna be a little bit tragic, because the Gatorade Dragon is gonna be keeping you alive for very long periods of time, and it's not a high burst composition for the most part coming out from Acclivity, so they're not gonna be able to chunk through it more or less in a fast enough time, it'll feel sometimes. If that makes sense. But yeah, I'm really hoping we see some anti-heal here soon from Acclivity, because you're gonna kind of need it.
I don't think we've hyped enough Timeless quite yet here. We've been sleeping on Timeless here. Go Farino. How dare we? This ban. 707, 700 gold shutdown, 300 CS at 35 minutes in this game. How have we not talked about Timeless? We've been hyping up little Chovy this entire game so far, and yes, he's been playing extremely well on the Zed, but Timeless has kind of been the sneaky carry, scaling up AD carry that we weren't talking about. He almost got Zeri. Instead, they picked the Caitlyn, and as of right now, I'm very glad that they picked Caitlyn, as he's been playing it extremely well so far in this game 1, as we have potential 1v1 going on in the top lane right now, but I don't think it will be an actual 1v1. Miss Vital does have 2 levels still up on Little Chovy. Both these members are the most fed in terms of solo lane XP. Flash forward as well as Ignite from Mist Vital. Doesn't have his ultimate though for that healing popped quite yet. Little Chovy playing with his food, leading him straight into the rest of CB Diamond. Mist Vital, he's trying to run away, but without a flash, without a dash, how far can you run? He's got a little bit of healing left remaining onto Growl, but unfortunately will not have enough to survive. Timeless now going legendary, 8-0 on the Caitlyn.
That's going to be a bit of a yikers to deal with, because another factor is there isn't really a lot of threat onto this Caitlyn with how Mist Vital is kind of perma-shoving the side lanes. It means you're really relying on either the package or Kade going in here. And, I mean, Kade is just not in a position to really be a super threat on the backline here if the Black Shield is timed correctly. Definitely can win the 1v1 against Timeless, though, if they happen to find Timeless caught out in a side lane, because that's how AD carry works. You will die 1 versus 1 to the 0-3 Hecarim.
Yes.
Very great gameplay, to say the least. I'm not a carry main by any measure of the word, but here comes the Siege, and it's going to be a fun one to deal with when there's also an Ocean Soul buffing them up.
Caitlyn, one of the best Siege champions in the game, easily able to take that inner turret in the top lane. Meanwhile, HDK, he's just kind of having a good time farming down there in the bottom lane, making sure that CB Diamond are not going to be losing that bot lane inhibitor again before the next Baron does spawn here in 2 minutes, and Elder spawns just 30 seconds after the Baron is on the map. So most likely it will be a fight into Baron, and then whoever wins that fight will also be able to take the Elder and close out the game. At this point, it is all a matter of not just an Elder flip, but you also got to flip a Baron.
And if you want to, as CB Diamond, considering the enemy team only... actually, no. They have enough elemental souls. There's still 1 versus 1, but it's not really a 1v1.
It's never actually a 1v1 here. Miss Vital secretly playing a 1v4 down here in the bottom lane. He will fall. Little Chovy, the one able to pick up that kill now. 7-2 on the board. Condrix trying to flash away. Will go golden, but that is the shutdown straight onto the bottom lane of CB Diamond. Timeless, his first death of the game at 37 minutes. HDK with the 1v2 in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Cade in the bottom lane even will fall in a 1v1. HDK doesn't have any more exhaust to try and stop us. Little Chovy will flash forward trying to find this kill onto LGK. How fed is the Corki? It is not going to be fed enough. Ace for CB Diamond at almost 40 minutes in this game. Can they end it? I don't know.
They should be able to get an inhib here, because there's 3 of them. A bit of a decent wave here in the top side, and the Ocean Soul will top you back up. You have 10 seconds until it's just the Fiora really on the map. So, should be able to take this, back away, prep for that Baron, and look to really go for the jugular in this game. I feel here, Capcom, but they might also just be getting a little greedy here, trying to pick up 2 inhibitors. Because everybody's going to be back up in just a second here, except for Let's.
2 inhibitors picked up now for CB Diamond. Baron on the map, Elder on the map once again in 30 seconds. I think the Baron is going to be secured, most likely uncontested for CB Diamond. I say that now, they're almost definitely going to be contesting it 4v5 here in the top jungle. LGK is not here though on the Corki. Package is available. HDK taking real low, and he's just going to be popped with that exhaust. Shutdown will fall to the Jinx. Miss Vital going in all on his own by so much time with that stopwatch. Is he able to heal back up and try and get out? But no, Timeless once again, he is still so fed on the Caitlyn. You cannot take this man down. Once again, double kill for a Little Chovy. Miss Vital finds one right before falling. Cade. Last member standing for Acclivity.
Yeah, nibble him.
He is not going to have enough healing in the world to survive the power of the Trundle, and it looks like that will be the end of Game 1. Now going to CB Diamond after a 40-minute Game 1. This is going to be an exciting series.
Yeah. I did kind of predict that it might be a little bit of a long one here due to the 1-3-1 nature of this game, and definitely did kind of come true. Maybe wasn't the most 1-3-1 game ever, but it certainly was a long one. There certainly was some split pushing here in Camcom, and it definitely was exciting, to say the least. So I'm excited for game number 2, because if you're able to shut down Mist Vital on their, prized pick, that's a little bit of a feels bad for Acclivity.
That was Acclivity's. If you don't ban Fiora, you might as well FF pick right there on the Fiora. I mean, Miss Vital played so well in the top lane on that Fiora. Maybe it is still a if you give it to us, might as well FF type of pick angle, but CB Diamond, the returning champions, make sure that Acclivity knows this is BOL. This is CB Diamond's league, and you have to fight them if you want to take it.
And we'll see if the Acclivity is able to bite back in this game number 2 and bring us to that game number 3 here, Camcom, because they're definitely going to have to go to the drawing board here and sort out some of the crinkles in their armor, kinks in their armor, either way you want to say it. But yeah, there's going to be some things they're going to have to tweak here going into this next game, because the full-on split push comp did not really work out too well for them when the rest of the map snowballed a little too hard against them.
We will be going to a short break here now as we head into game 2 of this best of 3. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. boys, welcome back to game 2 of our first series here on BOL Diamond. Once again, I'm Camcom, joined by Go Farino, CB Diamond, taking game 1 here in this best of 3 against Acclivity in a 40-minute banger. It was very back and forth. Acclivity taking it for the first 10 minutes, CB Diamond maybe from the 10 to 30 minute, and then from then on it was just who wins this team fight, then they take an objective. And in the end it was CB Diamond that was able to close out the game. Going into game 2, different picks, different bans, maybe a Jinx B1 again. I don't know, maybe we see Zeri.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Jinx B1 again, just due to how effective that champion is. Nope, they're just going to be taking the Fiora away and a bit of a no-you act here, so that's certainly unexpected
Okay.
to say the least. You know, it's definitely more unexpected than getting the overlay mixed up, but there's some things to just fix on the fly here.
Beautiful. No one will ever notice. CB is on the blue side here. It does swap every game. It is not a side select until playoffs, which are also best of 5s, but all sides are pre-selected for the best of 3s here in the normal season. But CB, they didn't want to ban the Fiora. Oh no, we don't ban top laners around here. Instead, we just B1 them. Excited to see HDK take the champion that beat up so hard in lane game 1.
And the Aphelios Thresh, that's a pretty classic bot lane here, because it gives the Aphelios the dash out with the lantern. It can be countered though. The Blitzcrank functions very well into the Thresh, just due to how your hook outpaces the Thresh. I don't know if we'll see the Blitzcrank specifically with the Jinx. It's not the best combo. Since Jinx does not have the best follow-up burst, at least pre-6. But it's actually going to be that here, so they can work the pick game, and I want to see what other champions they pick here, because you do need some follow-up to the Blitzcrank. If you have if you pull someone in as the Blitzcrank, and then you don't really have the damage to just pop them instantly, then it's like, why pick the Blitzcrank to begin with? It does mean, though, a lot of junglers are going to be taken off the table here, like that Trundle that was working out very well for CB last time around, the pillar being quite the nuisance when you don't have the best dashes over the wall to deal with it. And yeah.
I am excited for a Blitzcrank. To me, Blitzcrank is very similar to an Evelyn, where you either pop off and go 10-0, or it's the worst game of your life and you go 0-10. And for these type of champions, there's not really an in-between, and that's why they have such a low pick rate. You have to pick them in the right places at the right times, and if you do, and it is the actual right place and the right time, then these types of champions can absolutely pop off. Usually, though, we do see enchanters paired with Jinx because they are a lot safer, and they have the insurance policy of making sure that you can be scaling up just as much as your Jinx is, but all 2 bans being thrown at junglers from Acclivity, 2 mid lane bans from CB Diamond. Their Viego Insta R4. No thought was put into that, or thought was probably put into that one, but no thought at that point was put into that one. Insta lock.
So Acclivity Esports' comp is really lacking engage right now, and is really lacking range, at least outside of the Jinx here, Camcom, because the Urgot's very short range. The Blitzcrank outside of the hook, pretty damn short range. And then you have the Viego, who is also pretty short range here as well. You're definitely going to have a lot of fight cleanup power. You do have the Fear Beyond Death, you have Jinx resets, you have Viego resets. And if you can get the train going, it can definitely be a bit of a pain train here. But outside of the Blitzcrank hook, I'm a little worried for Acclivity as to how they might get that pain train started off here, because there is a Thresh on the enemy team who might just be able to lantern out. There's the Fiora of the Riposte. If you hook in the Sejuani, well, the Sejuani is definitely going to take a fat while to kill. And now this reworked Ahri, well, mildly reworked, tweaked sort of Ahri.
Changed her Ahri.
Halfway in between, yeah. She's strong. I still need to find out the exact reasons why she's working out too well.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard to hook the Ahri because she has the dashes and Victor.
Okay.
But it's a little bit of range. It gives you that very strong classic just Jinx Victor backline here. which will put out a lot of damage if they do get to put out damage.
Yeah, just in case you have not read patch notes in the last month, RER was recently changed to, I believe it now resets every time you get a kill while it is active. So instead of just 3 dashes, it could be as many dashes as you get kills while it is active. So that's the most recent change, making her a slightly less than 10-year-old champion, giving her even more dashes, because that is just how champions that are recent do tend to work. We saw the Corki in game 1, game 2. We do get to see that Victor, so kind of the hints back to the mid lane meta that we have seen so prevalent for the last month and a half. But Ahri is kind of this new, I don't want to call it question mark type pick, but not as tried and true as the Victor or Corki. And now we get to see into the tried and true Victor.
Because the Arya does now have kill threat. One of the problems with Arya before the rework is I would kind of always call her the assassin with no damage, because she would go in,
Yeah.
use her full combo, do like 70% health to the enemy 80 carry, then dip out with that Spirit Dash and say, my job here is done. Similar to that Sailor Moon meme, where Sailor Moon goes like, but you didn't do anything. And, Arya just dips. Because it gives you have all that safety. Yeah, you're able to like kind of lock them down. Yeah, you're like already kind of did a little too much. She tried to do too many things, but didn't really do too many of them well, just due to how many things she did. That is a lot of ways to say thing in a sentence. I hope my English teacher's not watching this. I actually haven't taken an English class in like half a decade.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm a boomer, I guess. But either way, though, it's going to be exciting to see here from CB Gaming, because they have very strong pick. You have the Sejuani ulti, you have the Thresh Hook, and you have an Ahri. Those are a lot of ways to start of a fight.
Well, now, my favorite part of drafts. Go Farino! We have predictions for game 2 now. CB Diamond 1-0 up right now. If you're predicting CB once again, you did lose prediction game 1, by the way. I won't let you forget that. You predicted Acclivity. It was very close for them, but game 2, are you going CB or are you sticking on Acclivity?
I'm kind of liking CB's comp more here, just due to the fact they have very guaranteed waves to start off fights, and that can make your life so much easier. Whereas Acclivity, they're going to have to really, really work to get fights started off, I feel. And that can just be a bit of a hassle. I'm not completely counting Acclivity out of this, but I am kind of feeling it's at least a little bit more decisive this time around in Champion Select than last game.
I actually really like Acclivity's comp. I kind of think they swapped comp identities between games 1 and game 2. Game 1, Acclivity was the one with the split pushing, not so much teamfight comp. Now they have every teamfight, ability that you could ever really want, and Blitzcrank is the one that is able to easily start that. CB, they've got the Fiora. I didn't like the Fiora pick last game. I like it for the player, but now that the player isn't on the team to play the Fiora, I don't know how well it's going to do it. It's more of a question mark now than even a Blitzcrank is for me. So I predicted CB game 1. I'm going to swap to Acclivity for game 2. Hopefully CB does win, though. I am excited, hopefully, for 2-0 on the week 1 for the returning champions. But I will be officially predicting Acclivity, so kind of 50-50. I'm cheating a little bit, but we will be going into a short break here now as we head into the game 2 on the Rift very shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back onto Summoner's Rift for Game 2 of our best of 3 here tonight. CB Diamond on blue side, currently 1-0 up on Acclivity Esports. Taking on the red side, we are in Week 1 of Blue Otter Diamond League, and once again, I'm Camcom, joined by Gopherino. Okay, I will take a deep breath after that one. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's me taking a deep breath. I don't know if my mic picked it up. Sometimes it's good to take a deep breath, though. It really helps relax you amazingly. Like, it's kind of crazy. I don't know what the pure science is, but like, you just like... Yeah, you are able to go for 2 hooks level 1. It is a pretty costly ability, though, and we can see that trading flashes does have to expend their back here, because going into lane with like half mana, bit of a no-no, bit of a no bueno.
Yeah.
Any way you want to spin it, really. It's all linguistics.
I think best case scenario there, trading flashes, plays to his name and trades flashes with Little Chovy, but Little Chovy didn't even flash. He just stood there and took it, and he didn't even actually have to take the hook. He stood there, dodged the hook all on his own pretty little 2 feet. And trading flashes just kind of has to play with the Hex Flash from level 1, not really what you want to do with the 50-50 pick of a Blitzcrank.
Yeah, and that is a big deal, because the flash giving you that roughly 450 units of extra range on, I believe, Blitzcrank. Oh, never mind. You don't even need flash for that one, but it is a level 1 Blitzcrank, so unless you kind of have your entire team there, you don't have the Power Fist to follow up, which is like the super deadly 1-2 combo, because they get pulled in. While they're getting pulled in, they probably eat like an auto attack ability from your lane mate, and then they come in, and then you bop them up with the Power Fist, and they're probably taking another auto or so then, and then next thing you know, the Ignite's taken away, and then you get a kill, and then you feel sad because the Blitzcrank lane got the kill. That is a very long-winded explanation of how Blitzcrank combos work, when it's really just pull punch.
I mean, that's why it's a 50-50 champion though, right? You either hit the Q or you don't. And that is the essence of a 50-50 type champion. Miss Vital, offensive E is going to flash forward. They're running away from the jungler. Nice play on the trading flashes there, but not really any kills going on across the map, just lots of heavy trading, so most likely will be some kills being popped in the next couple seconds. Miss Vital did have to burn that flash on the top lane gank though from Crow.
Oh, no one's bet on the channel predictions yet.
Re-gank from Crow here in the top lane. No flash, no E4. Miss Vital will be that first one in the top lane once again, but this time HTK is the one picking it up.
Another first blood for the Fiora on the blue side. Different player, different team though, like you said, so it's got some different things about it. Oh, there's the Maw missing. Look at the charm. It wouldn't be a kill, but it would be kind of pesky. It would make Kade have to go, alright, fine, I'll pop my other potion. But it's oh hey, just like that, we now have a bunch of predictions in the chat. Let's go.
Beautiful. Come on, guys. Put your points on the predictions. I've got Acclivity. Gopherino. He's got CB Diamond. I don't know if either one of us actually put points. I am technically a mod,
I put 20 points on CB Diamond.
I'm not actually putting
points. I was the first one to bet. As it showed no one else betting, I'm like, okay, here's 20 points to CB Diamond.
You know what? That's how you do it. Cade, potential gank
might have
here.
A bit of a gank.
In the bot lane.
There is like no mana though to follow this up.
Yeah, trading flashes is actually flayed and hooked underneath that tower. No flash to run away now. Timeless is on the board with his first kill of the game. Timeless popped off so hard on Caitlyn in game 1. You gave him a kill once again in game 2, and this time way earlier, I believe 20 minutes earlier than his first kill in game 1. And Miss Vital not having nearly as much fun in the early game as he did last game.
Yeah. This is definitely an early game lead. The very instantaneous 3-0 to net nearly a 1.5k gold lead this early on. Yes, it is comebackable, but the fact that the gold lead has already sprung up this high from the kills and the resulting CS leads in the jungle and top lane, actually no, only in the bot lane. All right, well, that was me overreaching with that analysis. But still, the gold lead is going to be very noticeable here, and it's going to be very felt on this back here because let's say you're going to be coming back to lane with a longsword and a dagger, but your opponent comes back with a full moon quiver. That's going to be a pretty damn big deal when it comes to pushing, when it comes to trading, and you're going to be feeling that all because of that early gank. Well, you were the one who was ganking, but, you know, it was a big deal. Gotta have it.
Yeah, you gotta have those little micro leads for this first dragon on the map now as well. Not gonna be as powerful as the first Hex tech that we saw in game 1, but first mountain does let you stay in lane a little bit longer with those added bonus resistances for your team. Crow, first jungler here in the bot side. He's not looking for any ganks. He's just here to chill out, clear some vision. Currently full bot side prio is in favor of CB Diamond. 2 pink wards in the river, and they're just going to be starting up that dragon. No contest from Acclivity Esports.
Yeah, none whatsoever. I mean, there's prio in the bot lane. Mid lane is pretty even, but the fact that bot lane has this much prio, has this much of a lead, just lets them go for this early dragon. Mountain, like you said, is a little bit of a feels nice in lane, but okay, that's a good pop-up.
Nice
That's a
E
good
onto
stun.
HDK. HDK does have that level 6 up on Miss Vital, but not even having the time to pop the ultimate. It goes on CD, but no healing. Shutdown will fall 152 Missed Vital. Cade was forced to burn his flash for that one, though, so 1 flash and ignite for no summoner spells burned from HDK.
Okay.
Mid lane gank here onto LGK.
One more.
Ult forward from
There
Little
we go.
Chovy will be able to secure that kill. First kill now for the Ahri on the board.
And now each one of these lanes here for CB Diamond has at least a kill.
Oh,
There's
no.
a fear beyond death, but I think it's more of a please stay
Cade is here
off
in the
me.
top lane. 1 kill into HDK's pocket. I think he's going to be perfectly fine to walk away from Cade there.
Yeah, just overstaying a little bit, a little too much after that. Not respecting the fact that a teleport could come through and kill you, and now it's a 3-in-1 Fiora. That is a bit of a yikers, and it's gonna be the Hullbreaker rush too, which is a bit of a very fun yikers to deal with, to say the least. Just yikers all around here in the top lane if your name happens to be Missed Vital.
I am interested to see Miss Vital did opt to take that Ignite
We have another
here
gank.
in this lane. He took Ignite last game. I assumed it was just because he was playing on a comfort pick of the Fiora, but now he's taking Ignite on a champion. I'm not entirely sure is his comfort pick. Maybe he is also an Urgot player, but Miss Vital does definitely scream Fiora one-trick type of player to me, as he was able to zone HDK off that wave. Cade not being in the area to make sure he is able to stay alive safely, though.
Glacial Prison is available here for Kade. They do want to do so in the mid lane, but Let's is already kind of backing off and on the far side of the river.
Nice hook
It's not
landed
like
onto Condor X there. Using that play onto Link, does get that flash as well as ultimate out from the Jinx. No kills on either side. Trading flashes, traded slash as well as Ignite. Once again, no kills though. 1v1 on the top side. I don't think there's any kills going on up there either. Both junglers showing their faces in the bottom lane. I don't think any kills will be going on though, as again, no objectives are currently on the map. We're just kind of in a lull state, farming up. Yes, there is 5 kills on the board for CB Diamond, but it is mostly a lull state.
With no objectives, like you said. Riftfield is up though, and that's probably something you'll be looking to grab here if you're either team. With CB Diamond's priority and just general winning state in the top lane here because of this very fed Fiora for HTK, I have a feeling that they're going to be the ones primarily looking for it. There's another 2 minutes till the next dragon, so it's not like you have to trade that grand challenge coming out and just getting killed before I can hand it off to you on the caster desk.
Oh no, honestly, Missed Vital, I'm gonna give it to you on the CS. I'm gonna ignore the KDA. Your CS, absolutely fantastic. With 4 deaths, you're still managing to stay within 10 CS of your enemy laner. That is not something I would be able to do in the top lane, so I'll give it to you for that one. But unfortunately, that was his 4th death. I think the 3rd solo death in the top lane for him.
Yep. 4th death. Pre 10 minutes. Yep, that's
It's a rough lane, man.
Yeah, that's the top lane experience to say the least. Yeah. That's just kind of the nature of top lane, it feels sometimes. Good charm. Spirit Rush is available if they do have to expend it. Not gonna do it because good old Victor here, 4-Let's, having to just sit under turret and pick up farm. If we get on out of that, we haven't really seen any successful Blitzcrank hooks yet that lead into a kill.
Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate. Typically you pick the Blitzcrank because you want to, pick someone with that hook and kill them. Been 10 minutes and we haven't seen that so far. There definitely is still more game, but usually you want to at least see one of those hooks into a kill by now.
I believe most of his hooks have been landing onto Condorix. I'm not sure I've seen any landed onto Timeless quite yet, so you do need to land those hooks on the right person as much as you can. Land them all day, every day on the Condorix. Even if you do kill the Thresh, that is not the member you need to be killing in that 2v2. It does have to be Timeless. Every time direct to camera shows us top lane, man, I just get so scared from this Vital. Like, come on, let this man play the game. He has not been allowed to play League of Legends so far in Game 2. He did get to play it in Game 1, though, in HDK. Absolutely did not. As the second dragon for CB Diamond is now on the map. LGK being ganked here in the mid lane. So much CC, and there is nowhere that he is left to run. Little Chovy with this second kill on the board. Now 2v2 here in the bottom lane. Trading Flash is popping the ultimate for a silence. But the Aphelios goes wide 180 degrees in the wrong direction. Oh no, Timeless.
It is available.
I think he probably aimed it at the mini-map. I'm gonna go with he aimed it at the mini-map. Oh my gosh. That was so sad. I don't know. Top lane things are going on, you know?
Ignite, Fear Beyond Death. At least keeping this Urgot alive for Mist Vital, but that's kind of a lot to use just to stay alive. This might be baiting a little too hard here.
Prowl flashing forward, does not have the ultimate available though. Link very low on mana, gonna burn that cleanse, trying to survive. Timeless does not have any HP. Meanwhile, here in the top lane, HDK will flash forward. He has a Blitzcrank behind him, but it's not gonna matter. Finds one pick on the Mist Vitals, and this is not much of a 1v1 HDK. He's got 3 levels up on the Blitzcrank. Trading Flashes is not going to be killing him at any point, anytime soon, unless, of course, he gets a friend known as Victor. Roaming up here in the top lane. 150 shutdown for whoever is able to pick it up. LGK flashing forward, and he is able to find that shutdown for himself on the Victor. Very nice pickup for him. Unfortunately, that was a lot burned by Acclivity for the 1 shutdown.
And you have to look in the mid lane here because this turret was already pretty low. Down to its last legs. Yes, it does have all those resistance buffs due to the fact it's this damn low, but it's still this damn low here. And should be dropping here any wave now. Oh, Charm does land.
That is 4.5 plates taken by Little Chovy, completely solo without even a Rift Herald. I say 4.5 immediately translated into the full 5. First tower flash forward from Trading Flashes, does not trade flashes with Little Chovy. Very unfortunate. The Blitzcrank pick is yet to find a pick. I'm not going to call it out though, because once again, 30 minutes in this game, you land hook on the champ, it's immediately a useful champ.
Yeah. Still this sad to see because that's the second time we've seen a flash hook just whiff. Tragic, I say. And I'm worried that there might be a little bit of tilt, a little bit of worry trying to make something happen here.
Oh, no.
There should be a pickup.
HTK might have overstayed for this tower. As you see, Unleashed teleports are now popped. Direct to camera taking us here on the bottom lane. Everfrost goes wide onto the Jinx. Lynx is going to be able to flash away, though, but 4 members underneath your tower. How long can you live, and can you turn it back around? Lynx surviving with just 1 HP. CB Diamond, can you find the killer? Is Link going to get a quadra kill underneath your tower? Timeless picked up 1, and the support is able to pick up the other. Meanwhile, top lane, HDK will fall as well. That kill, I believe, going to Cade, who does trade his life for it as well.
So, that's a lot of action across the map, but second turret of the game picked up. Another 3 kills in exchange for just a single kill picked up here. CB Diamond, you know, they're some pretty damn fancy, and it's 14 minutes into the game, and they're already getting the comeback bounties, which is, you know, kind of sucks.
Those are some
just
very
a little.
very early objective bounties now spawning.
Yep.
Acclivity, they were down 3,000, I believe, for the first 20 minutes of game 1 here. They never even got objective bounties to spawn, so they were able to keep it at least within that gold threshold for the entire game. 3v3 up here in the top lane. I don't think anything is actually going to be coming of it, but this first Rift Herald still is yet to be taken on the map. It's not actually second Rift Herald, still only the first. And with an objective bounty on its head for Acclivity, I do think they're definitely going to win a fight for it.
They're gonna have to try something because things ain't looking too hot. Man's not hot. Remember when that was a really popular song to me? It was so long ago.
No, I don't think I do. Oh,
Damn.
potential hook
Alright,
here
I'm a
onto
boomer.
Codex. Does find the hook onto the Thresh, but not going to
Not
be
able
enough
to
damage
finish
to
it.
be able to secure the kill. And trading Flash is actually trading his life over for the hook. Time was picking up one. I believe Little Chovy was able to pick up another, and 2 quick kills for CB Diamond. Immediately followed up by the first / second Rift Herald of the game.
Well, they definitely tried.
They did.
And they're so damn close to at least getting that 1 kill, and then maybe with the reset, since you have a Jinx, since you have a Viego there, maybe that works out. But it didn't come through, and yep, this is a bit of a doozy to come back from. You know, 6k goal differential, not even 17 minutes into the game. That's a bit of a monumental difference when it comes to just smacking people with wallets. You know. Casual full item
HTK with that 1v1 in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, 3v3 up here in the top. Try brush. Timeless picked up the first kill of the game. I think that was a pause for a second here. I can't quite tell who's DC'd and who's just deciding not to move, but I believe that there was a pause there. I don't know. Cade picking up
they got
another
one.
kill. Nice charm. Does have the reset
Get
here
2.
on the Viego. Picks up one, picks up another, and now a triple kill all of a sudden out of nowhere for Cade. He only needs one more to make it equal to his namesake. Unfortunately, with the pause, I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, so maybe a little bit of BM coming out from CB Diamond, because that does give over several shutdowns here from those mid members. Gives a triple over to Cade, which is gonna be very noticeable, because when you're behind like this, yes, getting the gold spread across is really nice, but sometimes you do just want to do all your eggs in one basket sort of deal.
Oh no. Okay, nice parry.
The silence didn't last long enough for the hook. That's actually tragic. That's the third flash hook. It does land, but
Onto a parried Fiora. I was about to say Leona.
Yep.
Not Leona.
yeah.
That was actually really well played there by HTK. I'm not sure if you noticed, but he walked in the 3 ranged creeps there. He took a tower shot or 2 onto himself so that the creeps were able to walk up just a couple more feet forward. I mean, it's not a huge difference, but it is just the little tiny micro things, right? He was able to secure that inner turret, extra bonus gold in his pocket, all on his own. And on top of that, 15 seconds before Soul Point, Hextech Soul Point for CB Diamond, and they have full bot side prio for it.
Yep.
Hook. Ah. So close.
They do at least get another objective bounty here, because with those shutdowns, with those objective bounties, it has actually brought this game back to a much closer 3,000 gold differential, and that's at least fighting ground to stand on. Is it enough to come back?
Hook
We'll
does
have to
land
see how this
onto
fight goes.
Prowl. Dragon secured by Acclivity. And that is an objective bounty from the Dragon there as well. 250 from a turret, as well as 500 from the Dragons. That was 750 gold in objective bounties picked up right before they fell for Acclivity. Once again, closing that gold lead just a little bit. It is still mighty favored for CB Diamond, but any gold that you can pick up is good.
Yeah, and it's extremely nice too, because you also get a single Hextech Dragon off that. It delays having to deal with the soul for an extra 5 minutes here. That, and also, I mean, when you're behind, you always take a little bit of bonus stats here to make up for some of the goal difference. Like, yeah, we're behind, but we have a tiny bit of attack speed. You know, we have a tiny little bit of belly haste. It feels fractionally, marginally better for us. Of course, the biggest thing is the soul, but more stats, it's always fun.
Oh my gosh. Go for Reno. Okay, I know this is our first time casting together, but my favorite item was just completed. Guess which item it is?
Horizon Focus.
No. That was your only guess. Magi Soul Stealer. That's my favorite
That was
item.
my second guess, actually. I always call the little ring mini Magi's because I always forget its name. Like
Mini-
when someone tells me what it is, I'm like,
Wait,
yeah,
that's
that thing.
such a good name, actually. I'm gonna call it Mini
Yeah.
Magi's from now on. I know it's Dark
Yeah.
Seal, but nah, Mini Magi's.
Yeah, Dark
It's a
Seal.
much
That's the
better name.
Because I know it's named Dark Seal, but I never remember its name Dark Seal, if that makes sense. So I just always call it Mini Magi's because it kind of functions like a Mini Magi's. I don't know, also alliteration's cool. But with the 9 stacks on that Magi's here, that is a little bit of a YOLO move when you are behind like this. But if you
I
start
like it.
snowballing just a little, you can start snowballing a lot thanks to this item. See if they're able to keep pulling it off because we're still waiting for that big hook here from Trading Flashes. Like, I'm sorry to keep harping on you, buddy, but when you pick the Blitzcrank, you gotta be landing the hooks. That is how you measure a Blitzcrank's worth. Blitzcrankies. Blitzcrank-eye. Blitzcrank's worth. Blitzcranks is?
Yes.
I
Beautiful.
don't know.
You've land the hook, and the amount of hooks that you land is the percentage of worth of value from the champion. Usually champions don't have that easily measured, but you know what, Blitzcrank, he's up there. You got it.
Yeah, up there. You know.
Acclivity Esports comp, though, I do agree. It's the type of team fight, we saw it last team fight actually, where you get 1 kill and it just immediately turns into their favor because you have a reset on Jinx and you have a reset on Viego, and both of them are able to just instantly turn a fight if either one of them are able to get 1 reset, right? So triple kill for Cade on just a random pick in his jungle. It was able to just cancel out the objective bounties, wasn't actually able to take any objectives for them, but if they're able to find a hook into a reset, that could definitely be a team fight win for them. You just gotta be able to do it before an objective spawns.
I think your internet or my internet just crapped the bed there.
I think mine
Not
is
sure.
good.
Oh, hey, Acclivity Esports, thanks for the raid. Nice to catch you. For
Hello.
Acclivity Esports viewers who missed, Game 1 did go over to CB Diamond, and they have the lead in this game as well, but to Acclivity Esports' credit, they have been able to get some objective bounties. They have been able to get some shutdowns, so the gold lead has narrowed quite a bit, even though they are still in the back foot, and things are in a bit of a lull state now while we wait for the next dragon, or a potential Baron fight, since it's, you know, that magical time of year game. Yeah.
Aw, trading flashes. Potential hook here does flash forward. Oh, this time. Unfortunately, not going to trade a flash. We'll trade that Gale Force cooldown off of Timeless, though. And like you were saying, Baron is now up, but Dragon being up in 50 is a lot easier to fight over. So currently, you do have that splish pushing Fiora. HGK hovering around in that top side. He has a TP. Mist Vital trying to match him does not have that TP.
Okay,
So if
look
there
at
is
the
a fight
hook.
for
No
this
ward.
dragon, you will only have one of the 2 top laners. Hook will
Okay,
land on the
lands.
Lil Chobi, will flash, burning that ultimate there as well, going golden to survive for just a little bit longer, and he will actually be able to live for, but it is not long enough. Link finds 1 shutdown.
These health
Shutdown
bars
will
are pretty
also
damn
fall
low.
to Cade. That is the reset. That is the team fight. That is the cleanup that Acclivity
Oh, no,
needed
there's
to
no
take
blast
this
cone.
game in
They honored
their
the blast
favor. All 4 members in the team fight fall. CB Diamond with their gold lead finally fall in the team fight. HDK, he got 1 tower, but that is not worth anywhere near the amount of gold that 4 deaths as well as the dragon is.
Might be able to pick up 2 kills here, even though the Grand Challenge is not available. But like we kind of kept pointing out here, once the reset train gets going, choo 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 choo,
Oh,
choo
no.
choo train.
We
I know
forgot
your
about the
profile picture's
Fiora,
Bulbasaur,
guys.
but yeah, that's a Fed Fiora split pushing 9-3-0. You know, but you'll take that.
You know what?
Okay, I
They're-
thought there was gonna be a fight. It really felt like there's gonna
Yeah,
be a fight.
honestly, that was almost a triple kill for HTK. I wasn't saying it as well. This Nice, man. He's got a 600 shutdown on his head. Fiora is apparently just the power pick, secret power pick of Blue Water Diamond League right now. Miss Vital played it so well in game 1. He was the sole win condition for Acclivity. And HDK, I don't want to call him the sole win condition for CB Diamond quite yet, but he is by far the most fed member, and now taking that inhibitor at 25 minutes is starting to make a name for himself up here in the top lane.
Let's see if they're able to keep it going, because now with that down to inhib, you're going to be stuck split pushing the bot lane here. The early soul stacking that you kind of had going for you is not really a thing anymore since you gave up 2 dragons. And it's going to come down to probably a big team fight around Baron here, whichever team decides to set up for that. That, or we're going to have a slow burn like last game where one of these teams is just kind of twiddling their thumbs and like trying to psych out the enemy team, so their Fiora can just split push the side lane ad infinitum. Because we already saw that walking in one by one Macarena style into this Fiora, not the most advised thing to do, you know.
No, I don't think anyone is in a position to 1v1 this Fiora anymore. Nice hook there onto the jungler, but Crow playing that Sejuani is going to take a whole lot of autos. Link has taken a lot of damage here. He's going to burn that cleanse. Is going to be able to finally live, but is one shot by the Ari. Little Chovy ulting over that wall. Is able to find one another pick going up to HDK here as well. No resets to be found. Instead of a double kill for Timeless. Finally, Timeless, he's shown his face again in the game. Let's go. And then there was a 1v1 in the bottom lane. Missed Vital, unfortunately, did not 1v1 for the 8th time. Oh no. Oh no, go Farino. Internet dying. 4 members here of CB Diamond launching this Nexus here. Instantly blown up there for LGK and CB Diamond. Your returning members from the, or returning champions even, from last season on BOL make their stance. Guys, please end the game. Oh my gosh. Guys. Well, I was about to say make their stance in a 2-0, but all of a sudden it's not a 2-0 quite yet. Nexus survives on just a couple hundred HP there. So, Soul Point is going to be, oh no, he is fully disconnected. Oh no. Are you back? Let's go.
Oh, was it my internet crapping the bed?
Yeah, my internet shows it's fine.
What the hell?
You know what? They took CB Diamond. They almost took the Nexus, and they almost took your internet now as well. 7k HP here on the Baron. Crow going in way too early. It was completely blind there for the Sejuani. It is still being burned down, but it is not burned fast
Look at the
enough.
teleport
Link
though. They're
with
just
the
trying to end.
shutdown. Meanwhile, you guys, there's a Fiora.
I mean, the Fiora literally just TP'd in and tapped the Nexus.
Guys, okay, now
That was an ending.
Now I can go on with my conclusion. CB Diamond, your returning champions, come out with the first series 2-0 up on Acclivity. They talked the talk and they walked the walk here from the interviews. Congratulations to CB Diamond on your 2-0.
That was just such a funny ending.
And she just TP'd in and was like, "Hey, you guys got a nice Nexus here."
Because it had like 1 health, so HTK just teleported in and went bah.
You know, Riot,
Oh Lord.
they can only nerf teleport so much. You can't do that for the first 14 minutes, but now you can do that after 14 minutes, and HTK knew. The Fiora 50% win rate in this series. Pick both games by both top laners. Only 1-1.
Great googly moogly. But yeah, congrats to CB Diamond for taking the 2-0 here. One of these games much more long-winded than the other. And one of these games probably more interesting than the other, just purely because of the ending.
Man, that first game ending. The first game ending was also really good, to be fair, because it was entirely based on who got that Baron, and then nobody got the Baron, and then they just ended like, guys, There's a Baron and Elder on the map. It was like the third Baron of the game, and nobody even took it. They just ended.
Yeah. I hope we can get a clip of
No.
that ending.
Clip, yes. Replay, maybe not.
Any clippers in chat? I guess technically a clip is like a replay if we wanted to clip it and then show it on stream. But yeah, I think that's it for us here on the desk. I believe the second stream is still going if we want to raid them.
Yes. We will be rating the second stream, I do believe, looking towards the schedule currently in standing. CB Diamond, the only 2-0 so far. MSU versus Lotus is currently 1-1. MSU taking game 1, Lotus taking game 2. And VBU versus WLS are also in the same boat. WLS taking game 1, VBU taking game 2. Gothboy Click and ISU was rescheduled for a later time. They're still playing today. They just have not quite finished their game 2 so far. Gothboy Click has taken their game 1, but that will be at the end of it for us here tonight. Thank you all for watching BOL Stream 1. We will hopefully be rating BOL Stream 2 for the Lotus versus MSU match. Once again, they are in their game 3 now of this best of 3. Thank you all for watching. I've been Camcom, joined by Goferino here on the desk, and we will catch you on the second stream.